Good evening. It's episode 193 of the BIC podcast. You wouldn't know it for lack of overlay, but Eric, while we were waiting for that countdown to go, now we've got an overlay. Production values. That's what the like button is for, people. Hit the like button, Eric pays for it.
No.
100% what happened. Paul, the money tree is in Eric's basement. Hit the like button so the tree sheds some leaves. Exactly. Same page, Paul. Same page. Carl from Oz. Good morning, Carlos. Good morning to you. From Australia. Jim. Joined in the CIA auction. I did skim through that on replay. Good job, Carl. They had the CIA auctions last night. They sold a Mike Baker authentic. It was CIA is one of the new auction houses. It's
I was about to say, what does CIA stand for? I haven't heard about that one.
Central Intelligence Agency. It's the people that are listening to your calls.
That's what I was thinking.
Hey.
Hmm?
First, my call. Now
they're trying to sneak in and going like, oh yeah, it's about cards. Yeah.
Wow.
You know who's involved? The Texas snowman. Well, there are no snowmen in Texas. And Chris Sewell, look at him. He's a Fed.
Ooh.
Seems obvious to me. Eric, it's like the worst kept secret in the world.
There's a particular type of snow that likes to be funneled through Texas.
Hey, listen, all I'm saying.
Are you talking about the booger sugar?
I'm just saying, people may call it
allegedly. Listen, the CIA is listening, Eric.
Yeah, I think you're
careful.
Booger sugar.
Careful. Dad here. It's Brad and Carlos and some other guy. Facts.
Hello, Dan.
Button hit from 3 accounts. Appreciate you, Keith. Eating everyone? Indeed. Wrong show. But we appreciate the attempt. Thank you, Sven. Collector investor auctions. Yes. Other CIA acronym. Sure.
Thank you, Paul.
Cold shot. Good evening. Watching. That's right. In Eric's incognito tab. Facts. Len Potty was right about you.
Oh my God.
The money tree is apparently spreading like those Lenten flies. Yes. Chris Sewell lives in Maryland. That's where all the feds live. Exactly. It all comes together.
And didn't he, when he first started his channel, wasn't he in like Finland or something like that? I mean, who in the hell ever says they moved?
He was not even in America, Eric. He was not even in America.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly where, but
it was somewhere near there. I don't know if it was exactly Finland, but it was somewhere over there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They still got that show on Mondays, no less.
Hey, now.
That's it. Professor Sports Cards. That's what they're referring to. They're referring to Professor Sports Cards.
Oh, okay.
I missed
which, by the way, is still terrible branding because there is a sports card professor, and then you got Professor Sports Card. Like that's very confusing branding.
Yeah, I wouldn't want something that close. But you guys think not you guys, you two actually know I'm telling the truth, but I don't know if the chat believes me when I tell them I don't watch content. I don't have time. And the content I do watch, it's usually about cycling. So like I didn't get the reference to hey now
the drugs or the bicycles.
Yes. So I didn't get the reference. Hey now is obviously something that this gentleman says.
Yes, he literally says hey now. Yes.
Okay.
I would probably have worked a little harder on a catchphrase. I would have worked a little harder on a catchphrase, but I suppose.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of content.
This seems legit, Dan. This right here sounds like a perfect second channel for you. If for whatever reason Dan's vintage Pokemon PC doesn't take off, because it would. Just to be clear, it would take off. Huge. Good evening, Jeff. So believe it or not, I do in fact have a couple of standard straight topics, but of course we got the regular segments and everything. We'll get into the regular segments first, but then I do have a couple of topics that I want to touch on, Brandon, and then I'll actually expand from a couple of those, and we'll have a little discussion. We'll have a little chat with the chat. I think we've got a couple of things we can talk about, and we'll have a little fun. Sierra Brilliant already paid me for cards I can sign. I already shipped the items. Listen, they're the feds. I would hope they're efficient.
No.
CIA is usually pretty good about taking care of certain things overseas.
If they were truly from the United States government, efficiency is not what they stand for.
Listen, Eric, the CIA allegedly has taken care of certain high-value targets outside of the United States quite well. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Wouldn't know anything about that. But in case anybody listening from CIA is concerned about that, I got all my information from a source. If you need,
in this room?
Brandon, I think I speak for Brandon and myself. If you need to, just take the shot. Do whatever you got to do.
I don't know what you're referring.
No idea. I just lost a pot with quads. See? Rigged. Hashtag rigged.
I don't know what that means.
That's the pokers. Not from the incognito tab, the game. Sven says, it'd be awesome if Dan did vintage Pokemon backstories. To show. Exactly. That's what I'm I'm an hour into watching Logan Paul ramble about Pokemon. The Treasure Trove podcast. Gold. And it's 2 hours and 40 minutes, I think. It's like 2.5 hours. Just goes on and on and on. It's incredible. I love it. So yes, we'll be recording a Cynics episode this week. Before we get into anything else, though, I do have a question just before we get into the standard segments. We got Silly Card of the Week. Got the results from that. We'll talk about that here. Actually, let me do the results, Silly Card of the Week, and then I got a question that I want to pose. That'll actually play off what we talked about on the Discord. It'll be a quick one. I have a question. I'd like to have a little fun with it before we get into pickups. All right. So first, the results. Last week's Silly Card of the Week. We had 40 votes there, comments and likes. So appreciate that. Yes, good, solid results. So let's take a look. Every vote counts. It is the only true democracy in this world. Allowed us to show you. Boom. So here it is. So Family Photo was the winner. So that is Brandon's selection with almost exactly 50% of the popular votes. So it looks like in this case, it was probably 20 votes on the dot. Judgment, alas, was judged harshly. And Carl, tried. Carl tried, but it wasn't enough, Eric.
Mm.
It was a pretty good result for you, though. That was pretty close. Like you were within, 7%. But Family Photo took it. It's all about the family.
Family photos are big.
Maybe I just need to stop looking each week because I actually forgot to go look. So nice.
Sometimes overthinking it is the key, man. You don't want to always overthink it. You got to be a little careful with it. Sometimes it's just you get in your head and you try to figure out like, all right, what will the people respond to? What will the people react to?
Yeah. Just go with whatever.
Yeah. That's a CIA already shipped my wins from last night. You see, Eric, and you question government efficiency. How dare you?
I do question government efficiency. Very much so. Local, state, federal, worldwide. Yeah.
Well, look, I'm just saying to Sewell and the Texas Snowman, you can make it look like an accident is all I'm saying. I'm sure a lot of that stuff in that room is flammable. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's very flammable. And Eric often plays with open flames. Make it look like a total accident. Total accident.
Stop giving people my secrets. Let's just saying. Let's just move on.
Mm-hmm. All right. Silly Card of the Week candidates. This will be as part of a community post. So here we go. Let's take a look. Now, I've never been able to pronounce this one. I'm really not sure how you're supposed to. It's Kent.
Yep.
Kent to Colby.
I have no idea.
I always appreciate the classic Pirates box hat.
Yes.
But nonetheless, this is one of the options available.
So I just found this to be very interesting. From the hand going up this gentleman's posterior to the old style uniform to his left arm being, somehow twisted to the point where his glove's facing straight up. The shades are the winner for me. I mean, you got to love the shades, and then of course the face that he's making. I don't know if you guys can see it, but if he's like got his lip out like he's pouting, like he just got told some news that someone told him no, and he's like pouting. So I saw this at work today. Actually, I was putting this set together for work. And I go, that is ridiculous. Between the shades, the old school uniform, and of course he is wearing my favorite number. So I also got a kick that he's wearing 27.
So you're a Fish Boy fan.
Big time.
Oh no! Oh, I know who that is. No.
So Falsey, I'm glad you asked this question. I am sending Eric on it. He will spend the next week working on the maths.
Oh, we don't do maths. Mm-mm.
Oh, but Eric, it's 101%. So we got to do the maths.
No, we nope.
Mangini likes your option. So Brandon,
yeah,
tell us about this.
So I cropped it so you could see this was a Tops post because they felt that it was worth sharing to everybody on social media that Lamar is wearing a cheese grater on an official trading card.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. I'm a Ravens fan. I like Lamar. This card is stupid. And Lamar has never faced the Packers in a regular season game. They've had 2 appearances against the Packers, and he was injured and out both games. So who the hell cares that Lamar has a cheese grater on his head? Nobody.
The man has strong feelings.
Very strong.
Eric, you know what'll lighten the mood?
I'm a personal.
How about a superfractor buzz?
Superfractor of Buzz. Is that a college mascot?
That is the Georgia Tech mascot. Georgia Tech. Buzz. The bees, Eric. The bees.
Yes. And see this, but the thing is, what drives me nuts, of course, isn't the fact that they put a mascot on a card. That's fine. Yeah, have some fun. The fact that this thing probably costs an ungodly amount of money because it's autographed.
Mm-hmm. No cost is too great, Eric. It's a superfractor. And not only is it a superfractor, Brandon, it is a superfractor in a BGS slab. And you know how you know it's good? The autograph thing is askew.
Yeah.
The little chiclet, of course, it can never be aligned correctly, ever.
No. Beckett sucks. Everything about Beckett sucks.
And it has a different shade because one will reflect differently on the metallic. You can tell in just the scan there.
But the fact, the fact that people in the hobby continue to put money out for autograph cards of Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, Buzz, whatever, dumbfounds me.
Reggie Lemelin.
I will kick your ass.
Fictional characters.
Listen, you were only a handful of hours away from me. I'm already pissed at you. Do you want me to tell everybody already how I'm already mad at you? So,
dude, this is not. Go ahead, share it because
hold on. Before he shares it, before he shares it, I will have a community post with all these options. You can make your selection. Silly card of the week. We count every single vote. And I also want to remind Eric that he is currently being listened to. The CIA are listening. You may never make it to Virginia. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he's getting a beating. Is what he's getting.
They'll send Matt from Providence. You will never make it.
All right, Eric. Go ahead and share your story because I got some questions that I think I semi-addressed in the text message, but you can share it.
Eric wants to share the airing of grievances. I didn't realize it was Festivus. Brandon, it's a Festivus miracle in mid-August. I do like me some mid-August Festivus. Go on.
No, I wasn't going to say anything, but he had to crack on Reggie, and then that got my feelings up.
It sounds to me like you're a man who wears his emotions on his sleeve. And all I have to say is Len Potty was right about you.
All I asked that man was, how are you?
Yeah, you're a son of a bitch. He knows. Len Potty knows. Willie O'Ree knows Eric. The common denominator is one Eric, quotation marks. You incite violence in otherwise pacifists.
I asked Len, how are you?
And then all right, get back to your war with Brandon. More on the come on this developing story on Friday. Go.
So Brandon's on my poo-poo list, you see, because one, he's bad-mouthing Reggie, right? Strike one. Strike two is he made me waste my precious money. I don't have a lot of money, no matter what Carlos says. And I'm going to have to ask Michelle for more allowance money because I wasted $8.30 of hard-earned allowance money. I had to mow the lawn, wash the car, stuff like that. And I sent him a card out of the kindness of my heart for free. Sent him a card, put it in a nice little bubble envelope, addressed it with the address that he has given me in the past. And off it went. And I'm thinking, I spent my allowance on this. Okay. Gave him a free card. Drove to the post office. Paid the $8.30. I did my good deed for the day. All of a sudden, I'm sitting in my driveway in my car talking on the phone to my daughter, and my mailman, who I have a good relationship with, comes over. It was almost like a cop knocking on your door, and catching you.
Oh, you're used to that. And you're gonna get used to it more as we go forward.
Said he had a good relationship.
I didn't panic, so I'm just like, oh well, I've been through this before. I rolled down the window and I said something along the ideas is I haven't been drinking, Ossifer. He thought that was funny, and he handed me the package back, and it said unable to forward. And I'm like, what the hell's this? He goes, yeah, it got return to sender stickers all over it. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I get in touch with my dear good friend, Mr. Bobbles, and say, you son of a bitch, you owe me money. And he's like, oh, yeah, I don't have that address anymore.
Yes. So let's go through in
I don't have that
a few
address
steps here. First of all, I don't know why in the hell it would cost $8 plus to ship one card. That's beyond me to begin with.
Brandon, Eric is atrocious at negotiating. You don't realize he pays $47 for each one of those chocolate sticks. Like, he's really bad at this.
Really good.
Number two, we're going to be seeing each other in person in a very short period of time. I know you get searched at the border, but it would have been okay to just hand it to me. That would have been fine. Third, I offered to pay you back the reimbursement, but more importantly, if I'm sending something to someone that I've not mailed to many times, I'll ask them, hey, is this the correct address?
Confirm the address.
Especially when I know that you have my home address, because I've shipped packages to you and it had my home address on the label.
Hey. Don't you
I've
dare.
also gotten a package from you that said, get this crap out of here, or you deserve this. Like, you've sent me things before. Now, to explain to everyone, he sent it to the P.O. box that I also publicly stated on videos. Proof now to back Eric's theory he doesn't watch content, but publicly stated that I was closing the P.O. box when I stopped doing group submissions. I no longer needed it, but that's where he sent it, and that's why it got returned. So it could have been easily avoided. Eric, I will buy you I can buy you like 10 Reggies at the show for $8. It'll be okay.
First of all, don't use logic with me. All right? Don't you bring your facts and logic and sensible thinking over here, this side of the street, because I'm not interested. That's number one. Number two, I'm furious.
Well, if anyone needs to send Eric any correspondence, I don't want you guys to have the wrong address. So just make sure you look up the correct one. And Brandon, we know this. The International Center and the Toronto Convention Center, these things could be confusing.
Yep. So
I want to help out. If you want to send something to Eric, just send it to his work address.
So that's, it's not, you're not that far off.
It's just important that you send it to the appropriate place, and it'll go where it needs to go.
You're not that far off. It is a mental asylum there.
Yes, it is.
You're not that far off.
Just letting y'all know. Now you know. Biggest mental asylum in New England, I think, is what Eric usually says. It's important. Massachusetts, USA. The concussion boy. That's important.
Massachusetts. That's where I live.
Thank you, Dan. So one quick question before we share any pickups. So question, do either one of you have any pickups that you would like to share this week?
I actually do. And they're not Gongsees.
Perfect. So two things I want to share before we get to that. Two things. First, I just have a question. So let me kind of play. This is kind of a fun question. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. So please, we don't need a 14-part argument about this. I'm going to pose a question. We were actually having a quick debate on the Discord. And now Brandon actually covers one side of the conversation. I'll cover the other. And I'm curious where Eric's going to land on this. They were posting a couple of different articles. And one of them was, I think it was Jack Coglione. Was it Jack Coglione who was like the video there? Yeah. So here's my question. So Eric, in the hypothetical world where you were an actual professional athlete, So this is an open question I want to ask the chat to. I actually want to get multiple opinions. I'm just curious. Would you, in that scenario, let's assume you decided to collect cards for whatever reason, because Michael Rubin told you to, or because you actually wanted to, would you collect your own cards? Because this is something that Brandon had a very strong opinion on. Also, Canadian Jeff had an opinion on in the Discord. But I would like to get your opinion and the chat's opinion. So in this hypothetical scenario, you are in whatever position you're in for whatever reason, can have cards made of you. You didn't do them yourself. Somebody else made the cards. Would you collect cards of yourself?
I probably would at the beginning of my career. Because you're a young kid, maybe you collected, cards growing up. You finally made it to the height of your professional sport, and a card is being made of you. You're still in that, I can't believe this is happening to me. I can't believe I achieved my dreams. And I think holding your rookie card is like, oh my God, I actually made it on some level. And I think early in my career, I would probably do it. And as I became a veteran, say you had like a 20-year career, which is a lot for just about any sport, right? So you do your 20 years, 10 to 20. And by, 10 through 20, I'm probably like, yeah, dude, it's just a job like anything else. And I'd be more interested in where's my kickback from having my image put on cardboard.
So I'll put down Eric for yes, and then eventually no. So Brandon, please present your side of it, and then I'll add my piece. And then also, I'm curious about the chat. I'd be curious what your thoughts are.
My thoughts were, I'm cool with, like, I understand the parents wanting to get the cards, because, they usually, the circumstances, they encourage the kids, went to all the practices, the travel league, spent the money, all that. And mom, she's been collecting the cards since Little League Picture Day. So of course she's going to want, her little baby's pictures to put on the magnet on the refrigerator. If I was the player, though, I don't think I would have any interest in collecting my own cards. First of all, I seen, I don't remember who or where it was posted, but they get like 5 player edition cards that
I think that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So why am I going to spend the money that I'm earning to go buy boxes to try to pull my own card? First of all. Secondly, you literally own the coolest stuff ever for your career. Why do you need pictures of yourself on cardboard? Like, I just don't think I would be interested in it. If I was the player, I don't even know if I would want to do it for my kids. Like, to give them my kids the cards. Like, I don't know. It would be a weird thing. And I just think the memorabilia, the cleats, the gloves, all of those pieces, and we see athletes all the time also like throw shit. The Ocho Cinco, there was a big, huge video that blew up, and the guy bought the storage locker, and it was Chad's storage locker. Okay. Chad literally said, I had everything that I wanted for my career. I didn't need that stuff. And he like literally just, I guess, defaulted or forgot about the locker or whatever, and some guy bought it.
Yeah, didn't pay for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it caught my attention because there was actually a jersey in there that I was trying to see if I could reobtain, because it was a jersey I owned that I gifted to Chad. So I was trying to see if there was any way that I could get in contact with it. But Pac-Man Jones was trying to buy it, thinking that it was an game used jersey. It was literally a Chris Henry jersey. Those that don't know, he passed away. Him and Chad were close. It had a bunch of signatures on it. I actually had that jersey signed at a training camp because, again, I had connections with the team. And I gave it to Chad literally the night before the Super Bowl in Indianapolis when he was on the Patriots and they played the Giants. So I was trying to see. But that was proof right there that the athletes really, even a lot of the awards and stuff, they don't care. Like, so I don't see the appeal of collecting cards and spending money to buy the boxes to try to pull the cards. That's just, yeah, I don't know. It's just silly to me.
Now, Eric, in this situation, I'll play the role of the other side. But also, I'm kind of being serious. I wouldn't buy boxes to pull my own cards, but Eric, I want to crush the fucking peasants. In the words of the philosopher Terrell Owens, I like me some me. I will buy all the fucking cards that I get my hands on. I want to crush the peasants, and then I will put them beside my gold life-size statue of myself. Fuck y'all. It's gonna be awesome. I would 100% collect the cards. I wouldn't buy boxes though. No, unless I have the special boxes that have a sticker on the side of them saying "Open these Carlos."
Yeah, right.
No. If we got the ones with the sticker on it, I'll open those boxes, Eric, because it is completely randomized, and I will be shocked and surprised.
And there's
when
no
I pull the one of one Carlos
interest.
refractor.
There's no monetary interest for being part of the marketing.
Of course,
Brandon,
I'm doing it for the love. Brandon, I'm doing it.
Team.
Brandon, I'm doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah, just love of the hobby, not even the game, the hobby. It's the love of the hobby. Just love collecting these cards, and it just so happens that I pull my biggest cards all the damn time. That's just how it works out.
Yeah. No, I just felt it was good. The reason I posed the question, Eric, is I figured we would have a mix of different responses, and I'm going to represent the flat out. No, I would 100% do it, and I would go out of my way to crush the peasants. I would crush them. It'd be amazing.
I'll give you 3 examples of what I see at work. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have one of you mentioned it, Carlos. I think you may have athletes' families. All right. There's a lot of athletes from this area that I live, that made it in their sports, and their families come in and want the cards. Mom, sister, brother, cousin, aunt, and uncle. Okay. They come in, they tell us who they are, and we try to hook them up the best we can. Now, usually they don't want the $5,000 version. They want the base. They want, cheap inserts, and we put them aside when we find them for certain players, families. So that's 1. 2, we have athletes come in, current and former, that's disgusting, that want their cards, again, mostly base or cheap inserts, so they can then, almost like business cards, when they're around certain people or at certain events, can just like go in their pocket, pull out a card, sign it, and hand it to a kid or something. So they want almost like business cards. They're like business cards to them that they quickly just sign and hand off to a kid or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one, which I think is a ton of fun, is when the athletes come in with their grandkids, and the grandkids want to collect grandpa's cards, and grandpa's this and grandpa's that. And I'm running around digging through this stuff, trying to find this athlete who's standing in front of me, who's in his 60s, 70s, whatever. And I'm running around trying to get cards for that, and then hand it to the grandkid, and the grandkid's eyes light up because they're seeing grandpa's baseball, football, hockey, etc. card. So those are 3 examples that I've run into at work where these cards end up in the hands of the athlete or their families.
So number 3 right there kind of proves a point of the difference in generations. Grandpa in his 60s and 70s wouldn't have that many cards out there because it wasn't like today where there's all the parallels and everything else. If grandpa doesn't already have the collection to hand down and say, here, little Timmy, here's granddad's cards, and he's having to come to the shop to find them, that shows grandpa didn't give a shit about having his cards when he was playing hockey, baseball, whatever, years ago. It's a different spectrum. And I've been vocal on this, and I don't want to get too deep because, I know Carlos is waiting for the check from Ruben.
Listen, Ruben, you cut the check. You cut the check. Not only will we collect the cards, we will collect the cards of the BIC podcast limited edition set, and Eric will sign the superfractor.
But I think that's what it boils down to is the marketing aspect of it, and Fanatics trying to push all these athletes out there. They've even said getting the athletes involved in collecting makes it look cool, and it makes people, think that it's not nerdy or whatever anymore. And I think that's where a lot of it's coming from. And I think there's probably money being pushed across the table for them to do so, or the products, you know. So anyway, it is what it is, but
So I'll tell you this to back up your point. Got me thinking. We have had.
Ooh, Eric think it's dangerous.
I know. We don't.
Did someone warn the CIA about this? Just saying.
So we've had many athletes come in, you know, in their older years and be like, "Listen, I got to get this crap out of my house. You know, we're downsizing. We're moving to Florida. You know, blah blah blah." And it's their old gear. Right? It's their old helmets, their old skates, their old cleats, their old bats, their old sticks. This was my first puck. The first goal I scored. Blah blah blah. Whatever it is. I never remember one time these athletes bringing in their used gear and having like a binder full of their playing cards and say, yeah, these are all my cards too. So either they're keeping those, handing those down, or they never had them. But with all the athletes that come in and be like, listen, here's my gear bag. It's been sitting in my attic for the last 25 years. Wife says it's got to go. Here, you know, there's never any cards in it.
Shocking.
I'd love to see that. I'd be cool as all hell.
You know what?
These guys come in and be like, this is every single card that was every playing year, playing days card from 1963 all the way up to 75.
The funniest part about this whole conversation is I literally have a card with myself on it.
So, Brandon, what I'm hearing is hypocrisy. A pox on your house and your lies.
It was sitting right there.
And your lies. See, Eric, the reason I wanted to have fun with this was two reasons.
Athlete, though.
The reason
the athlete in there,
Brandon, so, I know for a fact, based on Discord conversations, that you tried to be an athlete, it just didn't work out, and you crumbled to pieces because you're fucking old.
Well, yeah, and I don't even know if you heard about it in the Discord.
Yes, I did.
I thought that
you were athlete adjacent. You made an attempt.
I decided to start helping lead a youth group, and it's 6th through 12th grade, and so our first meetup was last night, and we decided to go out and start playing football. And
no,
my old ass decided to go out and play with the teenagers.
Eric, the moral of the story is you do not help the youths. Helping the youths is the path to, Eric, prediction, pain.
Yeah, when I woke up this morning, I my body was telling me you're a dummy. It was fun while I was playing, but
okay.
This morning,
you are so lucky you didn't tear a hamstring, blow an ACL, or blow out your Achilles, because those are the three things that happens when you go from couch to playing with high school kids.
Well, it made it worse that we were on wet, slippery grass that also is like a new building area. And so it's kind of like got these little potholes in certain places. Yeah, it wasn't the smartest thing, but I had fun. The kids had fun. When I woke up this morning, though, I was feeling it.
Unless you're playing. Listen, old guys play quarterback, and you only throw short passes. That's all we can do now. That's it. There's nothing else.
Eric, I feel like you're asking a lot. Like I could see you tearing 14 different ligaments in your arm. Trying to throw like a 5-yarder. Like a 5-yarder.
No, anything over that, no, complete shoulder reconstruction.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to read a couple comments. I'll get caught up. I've been showing the comments, but let me read a couple. Carlos looked like Carlos himself. That tracks. He pulled base cards and immediately signed. I personalized him to me. To my hero. The greatest of all time. Me. I don't know about y'all. Y'all lying to yourselves. Like, again, Brandon, in this hypothetical, we are athletes to the point that we can actually have cards made. That we would actually have. Look, there's a little bit of ego involved in that. And the gold life-size statue might not be far off. We just don't know how many athletes have the gold life-size statue. And that's the reason they all run out of money.
As long as it doesn't look like the D Wade.
I was going to say, make sure you get the right person to do it. Yes, correct.
Ooh, bad.
Yes, there's some bad ones. I'm not sure what this reference is, Paul. I'll leave it on the screen for a
Ronaldo
second, but I'm not sure what this reference is
The
referring to.
Ronaldo statue is way worse than the D Wade one.
There's some really bad ones, man. There's some real bad ones.
Google Ronaldo statue. Oh,
and the worst part is that somebody commissioned that. Someone paid an artist to do that.
Yeah, it looks like Sloth from the Goonies. It's bad, baby. Whoa.
Dan's asking a good question. Did Bobby Orr bring his gaming stick to get it broken?
I'm not talking to Dan.
You know, Brandon, hypothetically, if there was a Topps BIC set, we could have Bobby Orr damaged stick relics from Eric. It combines multiple. The Bobby Orr collectors would be like, it's a piece of Bobby Orr stick. And the other people would be like, but who is this idiot who broke it? Well, it tells you all about it on the card.
And we'd have to make sure there's at least 46 different Ted Williams autos.
Oh, yes. There have to be Ted Williams autos in there just out of necessity, just by default.
You mean like this one?
Yeah. There's got to be every different variation possible.
Absolutely. Dan says Chris Hoge in the background of a Luca card. Yes, I think that's right. I do remember catching one of the podcasts. I think he did make reference. So that's a situation where you kind of are adjacent, indirectly. So you're in the actual shot of the card. So you're in the cameo appearance in there. So that's kind of I could see 100%. Why wouldn't he collect them? Might grab a couple. Sure. Why not?
I did not know that. I didn't know Chris was in the back of a Luca card. That's awesome.
Yeah, because they had season tickets to the Mavericks, I think, for a year or two, and they made it to enough games that he got on a card.
Oh, that's awesome! I had no idea.
How many copies of the Mark Jackson card the Menendez brothers had? Yes.
Now, what was the other card that they were on? Was it a Jordan card? They were on two cards.
It was a Mark Jackson card. He mentioned it. Mark Jackson.
There's a Jordan.
Oh, is there a Jordan?
I think he's on.
There's a Jordan they found that people.
Oh, okay.
It's on the back of the card, I believe.
They're on two
and it was overlooked for years, but now it blew up because people found it.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yep, they're on two cards.
It's been too long since I've seen Rounders, Paul. I wouldn't remember that reference. It's a good reference in that case for Rounders, but I wouldn't remember that reference. It's been a while. You'd have to sell that Orr stick as relics because the whole one. That's what I'm saying. 100%. It's relic cards. Game used, and then not game damage relics.
Was Dan even like part of the show or even watching us or even knew that we existed when I did that? I mean, come on. Give me a break, Dan.
Are you sure you wanted me to give you a break? Because you break a lot of things all the time. You sure you need any more breaks?
I didn't
just ask some questions.
I dinged it. I didn't break it.
Is that what you're going with? Is that the argument you're making?
Yes.
Look, whatever makes you feel better. All right. So one more thing I'll show here before we get into pickups, because this one was a fun one. So Brandon shared this one and I feel is appropriate. And I just want to show it. And then I want to take a moment and talk about it. So I did have a little fun with this. I did have a little fun with that topic. So let the record say Brandon would not collect his own card, even though he's full of lies because he has a card of himself. Eric claims a similar thing, and I 100% would. And not only that, I'd outbid your asses. I'd outbid everybody. Eric, I'm crushing them. Crushing them.
I mean, if you are, just to touch on this one last bit here. So if you have a really big contract, right, as a rookie, then yeah, go get the $1 million 1-of-1 super fractor, yellow unicorn, purple.
Well, the irony is, Eric, if you're like somebody who's like in the lineup, but you're not a star, it would actually be cheaper to get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
so there's like a balancing act there, Brandon. If you're too good, then yes, you're rich, but the cards are going to cost more because you're really good and obviously more valuable. If you're like a good contributor and you're still getting cards made of you consistently, it might actually be easier.
I guess I'm just thinking on it as like Eric's talking about the rookie year stuff and all that. And, from a baseball's perspective, the first strikeout ball is important to a pitcher, or the first hit is important to a player, or even the first home run. You'll see they'll go try to negotiate, or a milestone home run. The cards is like, yes, it's hypocrisy because I have a card here with me on it. But if I was the athlete in that situation, knowing that they're making so many that they are today too, I would keep the ones that were like the player issued ones and, give them out to friends, family, whatever, and keep one for myself. But I don't think I would go out to these shops spending money like the Caglione thing. He's talking about he opens cases and stuff like that. Like,
again, I just think the boxes and cases is just inefficient. Yeah. I go after the singles. And Brandon, Eric, look, Brandon's making some fair points, but he like, for example, let's say you're a hitter, your first career home run, and there's a first career home run ball. But Eric, what about the first, second career home run ball, the first, third career home run ball, the first, fourth career home run ball? Like, there's so many firsts, man. There's all the firsts.
That Baez kid, I wonder if he got all three of them or tried to.
Maybe.
I mean, hell, that was history. So
you may as well, yeah. Try to get your hands on them all. All right. Real quick, I want to show this because this was kind of funny.
Do you guys? I'm sorry, just real quick. Can we go back just real quick to this conversation? I just want to tell you something. So, when Tristan Cassis was a pitcher for the Red Sox,
Tristan Cassis.
Well, he got traded. He's not on the team anymore. When he was with Boston, he would come in the shop because he was a collector. He was a young kid, and he was collecting his whole life. And he would come in. Now, I wouldn't know him from, a hole in the wall. I have no idea who this dude is, right? Well, Phil and his son Corey are baseball guys. They live, breathe, talk baseball, love baseball all day, every day. So it didn't take too long for them to recognize him and start talking to him. And then they finally said, do you mind if I ask you a question? He's like, no. And he's like, are you Tristan Cassis? And he's, yeah, I am. And I try not to let people know. And he's like, yeah, no, we get people in here all the time. We get, and Phil started naming all these people that we know and that we do business with. And he's like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah. So anyways, he became a regular customer on his off days. And we would put cards of him aside, cheap ones or whatever. He never came in looking for like the big, any bigger cards. I don't even know if they existed, but no, he was there buying vintage cards and cards from other sports, and he was just a regular collector. And even though we had a Major League Baseball contract, he wasn't in there spending $20,000 every time he came in. But yeah, that was an instance where he would come in and we would give him his own cards. And he blew his knee out covering first base and then got traded.
Well, I do know, because I've hunted for this card for so long, unless he started within the last couple of years, because he does have a son now, I do know that Michael Taylor did not collect his own cards, because I actually reached out to see if he had the Superfractor Auto that I cannot find anywhere. And his wife said, no, he doesn't keep any of it or anything like that. So he might buy some things now because he does have a son. But I do know that previously he was not collecting any of this stuff. So
now this is where on a TV show, Eric, he would have that phone call and he'd go, oh, no, man, no, I don't collect that stuff. And then after he hangs up the phone, pan back to the Superfractor on a rotating glass case.
Well, I was hoping he had it because I just couldn't find it. Like, I still have never seen a picture of the damn card. So I was hoping if it was anywhere, he had it.
Eric injures himself and others, Dan. Indeed. All right. Now can we show the picture of the thing?
This is going to be one of the best parts of the show. The chat will.
I was going to say, like, I was waiting. We were on the cusp. The moment is nigh. It combines a Venn diagram of things we love on the show. So, all right. So here it is. So, Brandon, give us the context. What is this? And then let us discuss.
So this is a picture from a Facebook post where an individual got their BGS return back. And they stated that they had waited 4 to 5 months. And this is how Beckett returned their cards. And if you notice, it has the little grade sheet in there. It has the information typed up above in the little rectangle. It's all dated, all that stuff. And both of these individual cards would have obtained black labels as shown by the senior grader. Instead, they got them back in little plastic baggies with the subgrades and some initials. So we were thinking maybe Beckett is trying to improve, and this is transparency, and you have all of the grades written down, you got all the subgrades, you got the grader's initials that did it. Like, you have all of the details. Like, this might be deeper than the dig report that Tag is showing.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon, I happen to think this is not a mistake at all. I think this is BGS's new label, and they just want to give you more information. Eric, we complain about lack of transparency, but you are getting all the information on the front
All
of this
the
label.
transparency.
Yeah.
Look, and not only the Brandon, you got two different dates. If you look at the top center, you've got July 22nd, but if you look at the bottom, it says June 10th, 4:09 p.m. Take that, Tag robots. I got a time stamp.
Yeah, that's probably when it was originally put into the system, like submitted online. And then when they were received, I would assume. Yeah. Or
Amazing.
graded. It could have been graded, but
sensational.
I mean, who needs UV protection when you got a sticker?
Yeah.
Covering the whole card. Like, sun is not getting through that.
Well, all I got to say, Brandon, is the only thing that would make this better is a Mike Baker sticker.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Like, Mike could reevaluate the cards and put
we could put that sucker right about here. There's plenty of room. Look.
Yeah.
There's plenty of room right there, Eric. I'm seeing the synergies. I'm seeing the opportunity. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot.
What did this get? I mean, how? So my guess is, this is how it comes to the guy's or woman comes to the grader's desk. They grade it. They slip the thing in and they move it off, to get slabbed. And then after slabbing, it goes to shipping. How did it skip slabbing and go directly to shipping? And how did the shipping department not realize it didn't get slabbed and put it in the box and sent it? I hate Beckett.
You should have explained that while wearing the Beckett hat. That would have really sold it. Brandon, during this bit, I feel like whenever we reference it, we got to have Eric wearing the Beckett hat because that really sells it.
Yeah.
And this is correct, Sven. This is correct.
How do they continue to get worse?
Because they're high achievers, Eric. It is, to going back to a previous conversation, y'all were thinking, oh, I wouldn't collect my own cards. See, if you were good, you'd collect your own cards. Because wait, my cards are fucking awesome because I'm awesome. I understand Fishboy not collecting his cards. He sucks. But I mean, if you're good, you would totally collect your cards. Amazing. And now we can all Hunter Dobbins super collect. Because now we know.
I may be wrong, but I thought Casas was like a shortstop. But I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, man.
I might be incorrect on that too. But
Brandon, you got to remember, it's an Eric story. He could have been an usher in the concession stand serving beer.
Pitcher, and then I just looked it up just to double check, and I'm like, no, this isn't the right guy. And then I don't know baseball. Baseball's not my thing. Okay, he was a nice kid. That's all. I came in, talked to him about the weather. I never talked to him about the Red Sox or baseball because I didn't care. We talked about collecting. What it was like. He was like he was either from down south or out west. He was like, a Western farm kid or a Southern farm type of kid. He was a good kid. And then he blew his knee out and the Sox got rid of him.
He is an infielder.
I don't know.
Shows third on some, first on some.
But
so he may have played shortstop at one point. But yeah, I was like, I didn't think the name was a pitcher, but I wasn't going to argue because you work in the shop, and if the guy was there, you would know.
I don't do baseball. I don't know. But he was a good kid, and we loved having him come in because Phil and Corey would sit in there and talk baseball with him, and he had all the inside information and what cool stories. I was just like, yeah, so whatever.
And remember, Brandon, this is the same guy. Whenever one of the old hockey player comes in, he goes, "Oh man, they had such great stories." And that, Eric, is how I ended up with a pastrami sandwich. Oh my god, that's amazing, amazing. And then what did you put in the pastrami sandwich? Did you get the bread toasted? Oh my god!
All right,
with or without mayo?
Not that far off. but I still don't care.
I know I'm not that far off. I am aware I'm not that far off.
I don't care.
Brandon, in my mockery, there are truths. There are truths interwoven between my mockery.
I had dinner with Brad Park for 2 hours one night, and
Did you say with the pastrami sandwich?
he told me 1,000 different stories. Some of them were really
None of them pertain to hockey. All of them pertain to pastrami sandwiches.
Others were like just stuff that was coming out of his mouth, and I just sat there and went, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir." Then he'd get back on track and tell me a cool hockey story, and I'd be like, "All the last 5 minutes was worth it because we're back on track talking about cool hockey stories." So,
You want to know what I witnessed when I was with Eric around Marcel? And this is going to track. Y'all will know that I'm not making this up.
Oh, here we go.
They were talking about someone who died.
Of course it did.
And his death.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They were talking about someone that had died.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall the conversation. I don't remember.
Well, you've had a lot of concussions. You don't recall a lot of things. All right. I'm moving on. I'm moving on from the pastrami sandwiches. I'm moving on. All right. So, Brandon, you got anything you want to share for pickups?
Yeah, I just got a couple quick ones here.
Go for it. Go for it. All you.
I showed this on the channel already, but
yeah, you don't need to share the card of yourself. We already know about your egomania. Go on.
No, I picked up these two in a lot. It's Marshall Yanda rookies.
Yep.
He doesn't have a lot of stuff rookie wise. And this is the 50th Super Bowl stamp, which is very limited. And then this one has the 60th Topps anniversary. And what's funny is the listing sucked so bad that I was able to get both of them together for cheaper than the 50th Super Bowl would do. And then I've been having fun, picking up pop culture autos. I'm not going to try to pronounce the guy's name here, but as you can see, this is from Lost, but the actor has actually played in a lot of stuff, both movies and TV. And recently he's been in the show called From. I don't know if anybody watches it, but he's the main actor, Boyd, in From. And I really like that show. So tracked his auto down. He has a few different Lost ones, but he's been in stuff since like the 80s, I believe. So he's been in a lot of different things. So
you have a joke around my house that every single show, every show, modern show, has a member of the cast of Lost in it. Stop paying attention to the TV shows and movies that you are watching, folks, and it is like what is it? 6 degrees of separation? Is that what it is? Isn't that the term, right?
Somewhere in there.
That's the Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, right. I'm telling you, everything you watch, you can connect to Lost. I am not joking. There is an actor, an actress, a reference. There is something to do with the TV show Lost and everything, every modern TV show and movie. I'm not joking. It's crazy. You stop paying attention.
All right. So we'll go here. I wanted to grab this. So I'll show these real quick, and then I'll let Eric grab something in the tickle trunk. So I got 3 that covered the gamut of 3 different things PC-wise. I also appreciate Stuke incorporating Marcel and Eric's favorite thing in the world.
I'm trying to ignore that. I don't like it.
I wasn't ignoring it. I acknowledge it. I appreciate you, Stuke.
I'm trying to remember what I was saying to Marcel. Who died?
He told you, or he reached out to you, or said that asked you if you had somebody's contact information because somebody died and he was a mean son of a bitch and all this. Y'all were somebody passed away, hockey player.
Son of a bitch.
Was it Ray Bork?
Ray Bork is not dead.
He's zombified. That's someone could argue. Someone could argue.
I'll tell you that, but he's not dead.
Moving on. Look, after he evaded you and your not big novelty check, we're moving on. All right. This one here is a combination of a couple of things. Number 1, of course, it's a not so fella. But number 2, it is the football version of the 97 Black Diamond. In the hockeys, they've got the exact same design for 97, 98.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite sets. I actually have a complete, I really don't build sets, but I actually have a complete set of this. And I opened a bunch of packs, like almost one at a time, because I didn't have a ton of money lying around at that. For whatever reason, I always liked this one. I was a big fan, and I like the Premier Cut. So for me, not so a fella, Premier Cut, they're not expensive. You can get them very reasonably. They're very reasonably available. And as Paul says, about one per box. So, not bad. And then I think it's 30 cards in the checklist. So, not too bad at all. But again, you can get them for like 10-ish bucks, like all day long. It's not bad. So for me, it was like, that's a perfect combo. I like that in the hockeys. I like this. It's the same design. So you're getting the same stuff for it. So I was like, perfect. And this is cheap. This is going to go in one of the Z folios. Perfect. No problem.
That's a nice
Second one. I don't like the printing plates, but I don't mind them as much when they got the sticker on it. And I have an affinity for the 2019-2020 Leaf because I actually have a bunch of these, including the regular versions of it. So this one's got the triple auto. So first you got Brett Hall, who I think was drinking that day. So I think that's what happened with the sticker here.
He drinks every day.
Yeah. So that particular day was the day that ended in Y, and it looks like he did it. Medano's there, pretty standard autograph for him, and then you got a Jeremy Roenick. So you got the three of them. It's the triple auto there, but it's the printing plate 1 of 1. I've actually got a couple of these. I think I have a couple of this specific one. I might. I'll double check in the box, but regardless, I was like, I'll grab it. And for the price it was there, it's fine.
And of course, all three are Hall of Famers now, so that's really nice.
Yeah, so it works out, and you can still get these dirt cheap if you find them, because most people aren't looking for them anyway. So I was like, all right, I'll take that, and I'll take another Medano auto. And then last one, it came on the Fanatics Live this weekend. We got the Soto. Now, a couple of things here, Brandon. Love the Transcendent. We've talked about this. Transcendent is ridiculously expensive. Like, it's a stupid expensive briefcase. So you got the on-card auto there, but this one is actually a memorabilia piece from the 2024 World Series. And what happens with these is you can actually check on the back. It's got the little sticker on it. And it tells you actually not only that it's from the 2024 World Series, it can tell you specifically this jersey was Soto's jersey for Game 2. So we always talk, Eric, we talk about game used. We want it to actually be game used. Well, in this case, not only have we confirmed it's game, it's not from Game 87 of the regular season. Right. This is from now. The Yankees lost that World Series, but Brandon, I hate the Yankees. Fuck the Yankees. So I'm fine with them losing. But we can acknowledge I like the fact it is in fact game used. I like the fact I've got an on-card auto, and I like the fact that I can tell you, Eric, it's from Game 2 of the World Series.
That's really cool. But you know what catches my eye the most? This guy can actually write his name. You can make it out. It's a really nice autograph. It has some flair to it with the J.
He's actually changed it because the J used to be more pronounced instead of that loop. Yeah, like it was a loop, but it was more of a J.
Yeah.
Comparing that to the modern day autographs, I mean that's just that's gorgeous.
This is where it was.
Yep. And I've got a couple of those versions of the Soto autograph.
Yeah.
And I don't mind either. They serve different purposes. What I think here is the key though is I like the fact that at least it's got some flair to it. I'm fine with that. And look, compared to let's just be real here for a second. Compared to some of the autographs, it's because obviously Gongshow guys have talked about this a little bit. Some of the young guys, the autographs, they might as well just put the X. They might as well just put an X, like it's worthless. So at least there's a little bit of flair here, a little bit of panache, like whatever. It's not a big deal. I like the combination, Brandon. I like the fact it's got the memorabilia that we can associate to a specific thing. It doesn't have the generic to it. And if you notice, it got a little bit of wear to it.
I think especially on these products that are costing so much money these days, the MLB, Fanatics, whoever's in control of it, they need to be utilizing those stickers more.
Sure.
Because it is a great touch. And I think it's overlooked because it's not on everything, so people don't understand it sometimes. Mm-hmm. But it is nice to go and see, okay, yeah, that's just a gray swatch. And it says it's World Series. But to type in the code and actually be able to go to the game, see what his stats were, like all of that, that takes the piece to not just a gray swatch, not just a World Series game used. It takes it and you can actually go back and revisit how did he do in that game. I have a few of his stuff. I have one from the wild card game that has the authentication sticker on it and everything, showing that it's literally from that game and stuff. And I think those like those stickers should be utilized more.
Now to close off though, Eric, this kind of plays into something that I've talked about a little bit. I just want to touch on it now before we conclude this segment, and then we'll go into your tickle truck stuff. But I just want to make a point. One of my tactics, we talked about it, and the title is actually pertinent, Brandon. I am going to come back to this, but I want to make reference to it. One of the things is so many of the categories have gone up so much that we have to get creative. We have to try to find lanes and try to find, because some of the stuff is just so expensive, it's prohibitive. I've talked about from recent pickups in the last couple of months. I've been trying to get some of the dynasty stuff, but that stuff is starting to escalate. The Mets dynasty stuff and the Yankees dynasty stuff, because obviously he only played 1 year for the Yankees. I wanted to have one from each team, but it's one of those things where I'm having to be a little picky and choosy because the Mets ones are like super inflated because we know there's at least one guy on Instagram who's like hoarding them, basically cracking open as much as he can to get as many as he can. And all of a sudden everything is 4 figures and it's like 1,000 plus. And I'm like, I'm really not into that. that doesn't interest me. But Transcendent is a super high-end brand as well. So I wanted to have a Yankees piece to go along with it. Again, don't like the Yankees, but I want to have at least one from each team. So I've got the Nationals dynasty. I've got a couple from the Padres because those are turning out to be good value relative to the other ones. I have a Mets from Transcendent, so that's fine. And then right now I've got this one. And I'm going to keep these because I like them. But then at the same time, if I come across a dynasty for the other ones down the road, that's fine. But here's the funny part, and this plays into it. So Eric, this box, I can go look up exactly how much the box is. But we know Transcendent, Brandon, I think it's like 15, 20 grand. Like, it's stupid.
I know early in its early when they started producing it and it had the invitation
Bullshit.
to the party, they were 15,000. I think they might be more now.
Nope, that's bullshit.
Yeah, because I think this one is. I can look it up there. So David Adams 2025 Transcendent Collection, the case, which is basically the suitcase, is 23 grand.
Nope.
So Eric, get on it.
I think they went up a little
That's
bit.
bullshit.
They were 15 when they came out.
Nothing should be that expensive. That is utterly ridiculous.
Well, early on, the cool thing with it was you actually went to like this nice dinner that like they had Hank Aaron at it one time.
Yeah, they had like a Transcendent party, and you actually had the invite in the suitcase.
$1,000. I better get in the box Hank Aaron's phone number that I can call him anytime I want and talk baseball.
Well, that would be difficult now, but you know,
I always pass.
Brandon, for 20 grand, we'll get Eric Hank Aaron's phone number, and he can try to talk to him about baseball. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So anyway, point I wanted to make though to close off. So World Series game use piece. We can bring it down to the game. We've got all that information included on card autograph from a product that is north of 20K per box, Brandon. I got it on the Fanatics platform, the Fanatics Overlist platform. How much was it with the juice? We got a 20%. By the way, it's 20% buyer's premium, Eric. So the final total includes a 20% buyer's premium.
220.
Okay.
350.
Mm-hmm. So Brandon was very close. 220 was before the juice. Okay. It's 220, and then we add on the 20%. It comes out to 264. The thing is, 264 for this and the combination of things included in it, solid. Very solid. I think people are kind of sleeping on this one, and I'm okay with that because then it gives me a chance to go and grab a couple for myself.
Is it numbered? Because normally the Transcendent stuff is very low numbered as well.
It's out of 10.
Okay, I'd missed that part, but yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
It's in the corner. It's a really dark foil they use, like a dark blue, but it's out of 10. You can see it.
I was going to say most of that stuff is very, very low numbered.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but on a $20,000 box, you're not making that many cards. Right. You were saying something, Eric? No, you were mouthing something.
I was congratulating you.
Yes. No, thank you. But it was good. So Brandon, that's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to find value. I'm really trying to find like, how can I get the combination of things I'm looking for with a price point that makes a little bit more sense to me when it's getting escalated in these other because right now, in order to get the Mets stuff for Dynasty, like they're starting to push to 4 figures. I'm like, not into that, but we try to make it work. We try to make it work in the space we got. So it's not a bad one though. I like that. Success heard from guys in Duluth. Hull was drinking on a few days, maybe. Thank you, Stu.
Yeah, he really needs to get his health. He's gained an enormous amount of weight, and he drinks a lot, from what I understand.
He's had the odd sody pop. Dan says, I sent 2 unauthenticated times to Steve Grad's new digital service, and the turnaround was about 6 hours, and both passed.
I hope Dan's available Friday because I'd like to talk to him about that more. I'm kind of interested in it, how it all works. And I think it's like only $9 or something to use the service. I definitely want to talk to him and ask him about it. I got a couple of things I'd just do for fun for $9. What the hell?
Well, here's the thing, Eric. So you deal with some of the athletes and stuff at signings and everything.
Yeah.
So I've actually, with the JSA thing, when they do their show authentication, it's not just the people that are behind that table that are giving you their opinion. In fact, they basically do what Dan did and email images in, and then they have several people that evaluate the images from the emails, and then they have to score what their confidence level is on the authenticity of the autograph based on the images, and then they have to meet a certain score for it to become authentic. So I learned that when we helped James Gillum get his Babe Ruth autograph authenticated with JSA.
Mm-hmm. So 2 great comments there, and then we'll get to Eric's pickups. I'm imagining this in the accent. Is the devil. You know the movie reference, Eric. Is the devil.
Yeah, this is from The Water Boy.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of things are the devil in The Water Boy.
That's what you're saying. How often would Eric call an old baseball player to talk baseball? He'd ask Hank Aaron, so what is this baseball?
Hey, one of the most I've talked about it tons of times. One of the most fun I've had in my job working with these athletes is, and I'm going to say his name correctly out of respect, is talking to Louis Tion for like a half an hour, and Louis just went bananas on today's pitchers, pitch counts, how soft they are, how they don't know how the art of pitching. And I just said, yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, I said he went off for 30 minutes, and I just sat there and just nodded my head and said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's one of the most fun conversations I've had, and it was with the baseball player.
We all know Eric's conversation with Hank Aaron, and what would it be? Okay. We've discussed this. He's a big cycling fan. Mm-hmm. Carlos has pointed out, the Tour de France, Lance Armstrong, the juice. Eric would literally call Hank to be like, look, dude, you're not the home run king. It's Bonds. The juice didn't matter. It's part of sport. It's part of sport. Everyone was doing it. You suck. You're number 2. You were overtaken. Barry Bonds is the king. That's
more importantly, Brandon, Eric would be like, Barry Bonds never tested positive, just like all the cyclists in cycling now. Now the sport's cleaned up. Nobody's testing positive anymore. So it's cleaned up. It's completely legit now. So I think Bonds is the home run king and won the Tour de France. That's how exciting it is. That's pretty good. So it says, wait, Eric does $9 for fun, but costs about $8 shipping. I know.
It was $8.30 shipping.
Then you should charge Eric your regular rate for billable hours. Then you might really hear him whine. I know. Eric called him Mr. Taint, got beat up, and then said, yes, sir. That's right. And what Eric left out, Brandon, was that just before Louis Tion's entire tirade, he began with, as Carlos has already stated previously, because Louis, of course, agrees with me. Because I've said the exact same thing. I had my own tirade on this very broadcast, this very channel, about the same matters. So Tion and I are on the same page. Got to be the king of something, man.
Hey,
what be the king of something?
The
eating junk wax,
the cream and the clear. Is that what it was?
Yeah, those ones. Yes, those are the same ones that you're using before you go cycling, except you douse it over your entire body.
Just to
be on the safe side. Bonds did test positive according to Balco records. Yes, Duke, but the Balco records, these things get lost.
Yeah.
Eric can talk to his buddies at the CIA and we can make things disappear. It's fine. It's fine. All right, Eric, any tickle trunk stuff that you want to talk about before I get into a few topics?
Yeah, I just show you these real quick. I gotta try to complete the 72, 73 sticker set. It's like 22 of oh man, that's something different. I got a bunch of these already. These are the shields. You know, the push out shields. And these came, this is either O-Pee-Chee or Tops. They came in both.
Everything's O-Pee-Chee.
Everything's O-Pee-Chee. So, you know, I already have all this, the big names. So now I'm just, it's, you know, sometimes it's hard to get the lesser stars. You know, the ors and hows are easy to grab, but you know, sometimes it's difficult to get the, you know, the other ones. So anyways, I picked these up and I have maybe like 4 more to go before I have the complete field set. So
So it says, does that make Ortiz the Royd Prince? Hey,
Well,
he never tested positive except for the Mitchell report.
Dirty.
Even using Beckett branded ridges. The irony, Junk Wax, is that the Beckett semi ridges are like the one product we've all agreed are pretty solid.
We have
They're actually pretty good, Brandon. Actually pretty good.
We have said this for years. This is the only good thing left under the Beckett name. Get these. These things are incredible. Other than this product, everything with their name on it sucks. But these are really, really good.
Those holders are indeed Beckett, Dan. It is true. It is true. I have Bill Goldsworthy shield. Nice.
There you go.
Nice. All right, so Brandon, I got a couple of these. We've actually taken more time than I thought. Look, those ended up being some more controversial topics than I thought. Like there was a lot of passion involved in that. Okay, but let me touch on 2 things. The title actually is coming from 2 specific things. If we don't have time for the second one, I'll push it to Friday. But let me start with this one. And Eric, just for you, I'm going to start off with the one that pertains to the hockeys. Just for you,
Hockeys.
I'm gonna let you hear some of the hockeys. Oh, so I happen to know, Brandon, for reasons that there was a big purchase the other day from the hockeys for the sum of $1.281 million.
Yes.
There was a Macklin Celebrini gold outburst card sold on the interwebs.
Yeah.
Ken
great.
Golden auction. Very fancy. Now, Eric, it's already pretty fancy. We're starting off pretty fancy. It's quite a bit of money.
Yeah. You think?
But the purchaser of said card has already outed himself. But not completely. Because you see, going back to our theme of CIA, Brandon, it all comes full circle. He is known as a mysterious hobby whale. As a matter of fact, he is a hobby whale that was interviewed on the Hockey Card Gongshow. I will include a link in the description. He is an individual that goes by the name Benjamin.be.13 on the Instagrams. I don't know if Benjamin is his real name, Eric. But when he was interviewed by the Gong Show, they put a picture of his avatar over it. And apparently, allegedly, Phil altered his voice because he is a secret individual. Brandon, I can only imagine what a man of such immense wealth that could spend this kind of money on a golden card would do to keep his identity secret.
I don't know what you're referring.
That is kind of weird because most times in this hobby, the flex is why people are spending the millions. Like we
human
question
money's
the transactional and some of these numbers because it's like the same whales over and over and over again buying this stuff. And we're like, are they even getting paid for? And now this person wants to be an anonymous whale. Like, where does he hide in the ocean? Like,
that's all I'm saying.
We need to know.
Now, Brandon, I'm going to take us further down this rabbit hole. I'm going to take it further down this rabbit hole.
He's a beluga whale.
Maybe. The human money is indeed junk wax. When even the hockey cards are going for second figures, we've gone too far. Yes. So also, as a side note, this is the first 7-figure sale of a hockeys without the name Wayne Gretzky involved.
Right.
And this Benjamin.be was also the purchaser of a PSA 10 Gretzky. Then he sold for over $1 million. So he has possessed one of these. Choices Franken Wagner or the Macklin. Phil altered his voice by talking over him the whole time.
No.
Oh, I'm getting to this, Junk Wax. I'm getting to this. We're going down this rabbit hole, Brandon. We're going down this rabbit hole right now. Benjamin.be. I want to share for you another tab. This is also from his account. He collects all kinds of high-end things. He's got the high-end TCGs. He's got the high-end hockeys. In this case, he's focusing on the Celebrinis, although he does have. So, Brandon, I'm going to go through the Instagram here in a second, and I want to share a little bit with you folks. But I want you to think about this. So this, you may not be familiar. These are several coins. Brandon, in the PCGS set registry, there is a certain registry that is the 10 most famous United States ultra rarities is what it's called. Now, this is a highfalutin. Every single coin that is on this screen right here is 7 figures plus. All of them. This screen right here is like half of what Eric pays for the like button.
No.
Yes. They got the gold coins at the bottom. They got all that, but these are all super high end, super pricey, fancy schmancy stuff. And that is like a fraction. It's a tip of the iceberg on the stuff this person is accumulating. So that's why I say the Celebrini. Now, let me share with you. Let me click on this so I can expand it. So this is right here. He hails himself as a grail collector, self-proclaimed. So you can see he's got the Pokemans. He's got the Magic the Gatherings. He's got himself a stack of the green kabooms, which are all one of ones. And Eric, you know how I know this bastard has nearly unlimited funds and again might be someone we know? You know how I know? He had all of these put in tag slabs, Brandon.
And then had a special custom slab for the slabs.
Yes.
Like, he literally slabbed the slabs.
Yes. So that right there is, Brandon, you want to talk about fuck you money. You want to talk about fuck you and fuck you too money. Selling all the peasants.
He's got a PMG Jordan. That's pretty nice.
But we're not done. Let's continue. Gold PMG. Gold PMG. And again, put into a tag slab.
Oh, McKinnon.
Yep. Continue. Another gold PMG. Panarin. And again, Eric, look.
I mean, I have a gold PMG, so I can't. Whatever.
But Brandon, it takes an extra level to be like, you know what? I don't care about money so much. I'm going to take this card out of it and I'm going to put it inside of a glorified coaster. Because I can. Because I can, Eric.
Yeah.
You're not going to stop me. Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
And look, Eric, continues. Here's a Bedard. One of one.
That's kind of peculiar, right?
Oh, it is. Well, Eric, on his social media post, he asked the question because he's bought this Celebrini, and the Celebrini is in a PSA slab. And he goes, should I cross this over to tag? He was asking his social media followers. And I'm sitting there going like, why don't you ask if you should throw it into an open flame while you're at it?
I still love the way it looks, man.
But are you going to crack it out of after paying 1.3 million in order to risk putting in another slab just for fun?
No, I'm not cracking nothing. I have a Gretzky rookie in a slab from the 90s from a grader that went shop to shop. You know, I'm not cracking it out of there. I'm not damaging that card.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm referring. That's why I'm posing the question. Here's some more PMGs. We got some football PMGs. So I think y'all will get the point. The point is, I think he's got a couple of nickels to rub together. Oh, here's a good
I'm
one
not
for
going
Eric.
anonymous. I'm going to flex my gold. Look, we can share them right here. We can show cards on the podcast. We got gold. John Klingberg, guys. Come on. No, don't, Carlos, don't change my voice. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't need to be anonymous. I like.
Well, Brandon, I got a question. I got a question though, Brandon. Are you man enough to crack that out and put it in a coaster? Because that's the ultimate flex.
Yeah.
I'll crack it out, but I'm not putting it in a coaster. No.
Hockey Cardboard says Frank and Wagner celebrating both going for what they did has to be a top signal until somebody buys another one for $50 million, $100 million, $1 billion. Josh says, let's see the darts. I showed you. Good evening, Laura. What are those display holders that look as CPU monitors? I think they're custom. I did. I like obviously there's all of them and like a bunch of them. I haven't heard of them to be honest with you, but I was looking at this once he kind of showed it off. It was like I have no idea what these are, but obviously, look, Brandon, it tells you something that the dude is taking it to another. Now I can see why he would want to be anonymous. Like you see, you can imagine how much is represented by. But like I'm being half facetious and half serious, Brandon. It does say something when you don't give a shit enough to literally put it in a holder that devalues it because you don't give a shit.
Yeah, they're like trolling the hobby at this point. I'm going to get all of the 101 kabooms and I'm going to put them in tag holders.
Oh,
I want to see him put this one in a tag holder.
No, God. That's what I
I
saw.
double dog dare you. It has an NBA sticker. I dare you.
What is that at 6.5? Still
That's
good
6.5.
for that PMG.
For red PMG, Brandon, that's fine. For red PMG, that's fine.
Yeah.
Those things get chipped like crazy. So yeah. I wouldn't be bothered. The 6.5 does not dissuade you. Does not dissuade you. Not at that price point. Not at that
so
level.
This has to be deep millionaire territory or billionaire territory.
Well, I'm showing you, Brandon. I literally showed, like, I wasn't joking. Those 9 coins there, I think they're all 7 figures plus, all of them.
Well, I mean, most of these cards are 7-figure plus.
Yeah, like they're.
No, do you notice that there's no vintage?
The vintage.
There's none. I mean, there's no baseball, basketball, hockey. There's no vintage. Unless
Eric, wrong.
77. There we go. That's a vintage. The golden rod.
And also, Eric, I did tell you he had the Gretzky PSA 10 and sold it.
Yeah.
Well, the Star Wars stuff is going to likely. This is not investment advice. This is not whatever advice.
Want to get into
cardboard.
Shields, Eric?
But the 50th anniversary is next year. And there's already been talk of Star Wars going up. So that stuff is probably going to see stupid numbers next year when the 50th and people are moving that stuff around too. So
there's McDavid. I've showed us some Shields there, some green PMGs. I'm literally just scrolling. Like, I'm still going.
I haven't seen the Robertson green though. So I'm still questioning, like, maybe they're not that rich.
The darkness.
I mean, you don't have a robo. What is that trophy thing in there?
This one here, My Collect Awards, apparently. So I didn't realize My Collect had awards.
Collect.
I've heard of it. I'm not super familiar about it.
We need to make our own awards now and just get these little fancy things, and we'll be cool too.
Congratulations.
We got a Wyatt Johnson. What
that's Wyatt. Why didn't you get Robertson? I mean, come
on. And this is where this one ended up. Now the funny thing, Eric, I think I remember seeing this, and I have to get a closer look, but I think the Medano autograph is kind of smudged on this one. It's kind of the same problem as the Gretzky. It's a little weak. Like the autograph at the end is a little weak. The patch piece is nice. The CCM patch piece is nice, but I think they had a lot of problems with the autographs on this one. But look, I'll give them credit. Throw Medano in there.
What year is that? 25?
It's 03, 23, 24. Or 24, 25.
I was actually, I was looking at some Bishels, and the autos on all of them suck.
Yeah, but I think it was just an issue across the board. I think they just had a problem.
Is that a Robo Shield?
This is Stankoven.
No, back above it.
Nope, that's another Stankoven.
Stankoven, okay.
Yeah,
I was going to cuss him for a second. At least he's playing a good team. I mean.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff here. Like, seriously, if you just scroll through, like, it's ridiculous. Like, there's a lot.
Oh yeah, there's lots of money there.
Like, if you keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and it's like you got names.
No vintage, with that kind of money, there's no there's no mantles of any kind. There's no Bobby Orr rookie. There's no,
Eric, if you're looking here, your Mantles, Bobby Orr's, common as dirt. Why would you want the common shit?
It's interesting that
it's not common.
Well, if you're in this tax bracket, it is common. You can have 50 of them on speed dial. How many you want?
7.
And I think that's part of the problem is if you look here, Oh, hold on, Brandon. Hang on. Did you see it?
The Josh Rosen.
Boom. Eric,
The
green kaboom, chosen Rosen. Hang on. Hold on. Got to go all the way to it.
Gotta love the chosen Rosen.
Got to get it out of that garbage slab, though. Slab strap.
How did they get? It's very interesting. It's like the PSA slabs are on the left, the Beckett slabs are in the middle, the tag slabs are on. How in the hell did they do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Paul's right. Cheetos are north of $1 million. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're getting closer, Brandon. We're getting closer all the time. Don't threaten me with a good time. Don't threaten me with a good time. We're so close. Greatness is upon us. Tag is going to give Brandon all once. Probably at this point. Did not grade.
Negative
Benjamin Borg.
ones.
Yeah, probably. On the 1,000-point scale.
Yeah.
On the 1,000-point scale.
They would have to create it in a reverse pattern.
The computer would melt down, being like, "We can't process this. I don't know how to
The
put
dig
it up with
report would just say "fuck you."
Pretty much. Look, I kind of respect it. I got to be honest. I kind of respect it. I think it's the man of secret account, all that BCW money. That might be true, man. Might be true. I did show one of the gold ones there. 33 double eagle. I think. Let me see if it's the double eagle. Might be the 33. Let me go back. I'll double check. But yeah, no, it's a valid call out because I know a little bit about some of the coins they had on there. To be honest, Brandon, I'll be 100% honest with you. I was actually more impressed with the coins. Because obviously, like, look, we got a lot of cards. But if you look, just from the fact that you had it on there, you showed a lot of them.
Tracking
so this
that
one's
stuff
is at
down.
23.
There's
Yeah.
such a variety in cards, but to track some of that stuff down is just
impossible. And the thing is, a lot of people don't realize, obviously, because we're operating in this space, $1 million coins was going on 20 years ago. So those dudes already have deep pockets. So like you're playing at that point, you are playing in the playground with borderline billionaires because those dudes have, especially the ones that are collecting at that high end. Like you're basically you might be a whale, but you're swimming with whales. Like they're all whales, especially if you're playing at that price point. So this one, yeah, the one that I've got here was it's a $20 piece, 1923 D. So no, it's not the 33. But good call out. Good call out, Stu, because that one has an interesting backstory. An exquisite Jordan that's several hundred thousand, not $1 million. I scrolled past a ton of stuff that's several hundred thousand, if not $1 million. Yeah. Crazy. I scrolled past several of them. The point was to give you the breadth of it. I didn't want to click on every single one of them, but we'd be here all day, Brandon. So going back to what I said a moment ago, though, isn't it kind of hilarious, though, if you think about it? Like the question was, where is the money tree? Well, we're talking about there are guys like this out there, and he's going out of his way to be anonymous. He doesn't want people to know who he is and everything. Like, fair enough, given what we're talking about. Yeah, but right. I want you to think about this. Like, deep pockets, obviously deploying a ton of money into these things. Like you saw, like I kept scrolling, Brent. I was going, like I was still scrolling, and there was more. I wasn't done. Like I could have kept going and scrolling there. And like he had the chosen Rosen. Like, say no more.
Yeah, he didn't have Robertson, no but
guys clearly
did have chosen Rosen.
Yeah, say no more. And look, Brandon, if that isn't good enough, one last one I'll show you. Just one last one, just to kind of put an exclamation point on this. Now, I don't know too much about the Dragon Ball Zs, but it does have the super fancy overpriced holder. This one is like that $500 holder or whatever.
The weirdest part to this collection, I think, is like
that's weird.
What is the kickback for using some of these companies? Because there has to be something.
No idea. And the thing is, he's making a choice because you don't get. We already know from the numbers that I think this is like 85% of all the sports cars that Tag has ever graded. I think that's like most of them right there.
What caught my eye was the exquisites, the exquisite hockey. So those were all in PSA slabs. No, they were all authentic with just the autograph grade, which again on those cards the autographs suck on most of them, but they use Beckett. So I would have thought that for those exquisite hockey 101s, Beckett would have been the I guess, the more obvious choice because of the way PSA grades, and you're just authenticating them and grading the auto, which I mean, it's a 101, but I don't know. It's just weird.
There's a lot of weird things about this particular grouping and everything. But I will say, just having scrolled through it the other day, he does have a lot of Celebrinis, a lot of San Jose Sharks. So if you take the hints from the conversation there, I think he's somewhere in the San Jose area. Or maybe that's to throw us off the
So it
scent.
probably has 80% of the value in hockey. But it didn't have any. I didn't see McDavid's. It's interesting.
I showed a couple.
Oh, okay.
A couple of the gold PMGs were McDavid's. There were a couple of high-end McDavid's in there. It's a mix of different stuff, but a lot of San Jose, a lot of those different ones in there. And if you go even deeper into it, if you keep scrolling, you see even more of those one-of-one auto shields from that exquisite design. A bunch. And that was even prior to him being on Gongshow, but then he's only added more stuff since then. But it is interesting. But that tells you there are some folks out there who want to go out of their way to be really hidden. And this one, like I said, is going all the way. You got to go all the way back down like 6 months ago.
So Eric kept pointing out that there was no Bobby Orr. Or
there's one more McDavid for you.
Vintage.
One more Bedard, sorry.
That's nice. The best patches in the history of sports. Chicago Blackhawks. I mean, and find me a patch card with any other team and any other sport and tell me it looks better than a Chicago Blackhawks patch. You just can't do it. The Blackhawks patches are the best in sport.
The Atlanta Braves have some good, but not quite as many color variants. But hold on, Eric. Don't sidetrack here. You kept talking about the vintage.
Yes,
the vintage.
Yes.
And it was noted that the voice had to be changed. And you have a very distinct voice.
I do.
And there's a heavy interest in the hockeys. Is this to just put people off your trail at the expo when you're going and buying the vintage and stuff? You're like, no.
And are we also not counting the coins as vintage, Eric? This is 1904.
It's very weird because
I was not referring to that. No,
most of what you took from Dallas was all vintage.
Like I've said, I am not here to talk about the past.
Yeah. So Dan says the guy with unlimited money and fun is for San Jose. Sounds like a Silicon Valley billionaire. The hints, the breadcrumbs seem to lead in that direction. A Silicon Valley connection. So here's one for Zach. Since this is actually later on. So an average Jordan, exquisite Jordan. Easy game, Honestly, Brandon, if we felt like bragging, we could be showing an Instagram like this too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm bad about the Instagram, so
it's just ridiculous. The point is, so not surprising this is the individual who won it. Although I do kind of question. I'd be kind of curious who the underbidder was, because somebody else had to play with you to get it up to a certain price point.
Maybe it's Ohtani.
Maybe Shohei. He needs to move some money. Maybe Bill is bored and he wants to get into the hockeys. Who knows, man? Who knows? It's very, very bizarre, very strange. So that was just the one that struck me, Eric. That was the reason why I wanted to kind of have that as the title. That was one of the ones that I was really thinking about. It was like you've got these people out there throwing ridiculous amount of monies, some of this weird stuff. Yeah, guy sets up in Dallas, one of those limited logos. Yeah, I don't think he sets up anywhere. I don't think he's interested in doing it. Yep, $1 million sticker. It's a lot going on, man. A lot going on. He's even got some of the friggin' Steve Aoki graded shit from music, the AMG graded stuff. Like he's all over the place. It's weird. The amount of tag slabs though disturbs me. Like I almost feel like you have to ask questions.
Yeah.
Like you kind of have to ask, like, why?
Yeah, it's peculiar. And again, the only thing I like about tag is I like the way it looks. I think they're great looking. Other than that, I don't understand. If you have that level of a collection, maybe you don't care about return on investment. Maybe you don't care about keeping the value up because you have so much money anyway, and you go with what you think looks best.
Hmm.
And if
But even if
that's-
you don't, Eric, you understand that every time you crack something out, you are taking a chance.
oh yeah,
Like it's almost like Brandon. I would almost ask, like, is it even necessary? Like, unless the slab itself is cracked or damaged or something about it is weird, why would you take the chance?
this has been sitting in my collection since the 90s, okay, when grading first happened. And you'll see it's a classic. No, Champs, right? No, Champs grading company doesn't exist anymore. This was in the first boom. I got a 6.5, Gretzky tops. No idea what it would grade from PSA or Beckett or SGC or anything. But I'm not taking it out of here. Okay, it is in really good shape. And yeah, this holder is stupid and it's from the 90s, but the card is safe. It's in my collection. I can look at it. There's no issues. But I'd be scared to death to take a pair of pliers and crack this thing open. It's one of the most expensive cards I own. Let the next person deal with it. But, there's no way. I've watched accidents happen. I've seen it up in Toronto where people have tried to crack things and have destroyed cards, and I've seen them at the shop. I've seen it at work. And it's like, there's no way I'm going to risk a Gretzky rookie because the holder isn't valuable. It looks fine. It's been in there since the 90s. It's completely safe. It doesn't move around. The thing's great. So it stays there.
Mm. You saw it too, Dan? Dan says, I think I saw a California Golden Seals ashtray. Me too, man. Me too.
That's not funny.
I was trying to look at the investor list, or like whatever the board list for tag, to see if any of them.
See if we can find Benjamin B.E.
Yeah.
Look, Eric, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Benjamin's not his real name.
Well, I was
I'm
just
gonna go out on a
looking
limb.
to see like if there was anything, and no, it would be difficult to determine off of it.
Solid.
I just want the whole world to know, if they don't already, I hate Paul.
Mm. You hate a lot of people, Eric.
And
There's a lot of hate in you.
And this sits on my desk.
Mhm.
Sits right
It
in
does.
front of me.
It does.
I can remember to hate you and hate Bill Ranford every day of my life.
Mhm.
Sits right there. And I just look at it and I just boil with hate.
Anything that motivates you, Eric. Anything that motivates you. Laura says, very nice, Eric.
Thank you.
She let Carlos crack it. Exactly.
No.
I would show it the care and everything that it
That's
deserves.
what I'm afraid of.
Brandon, did you remember seeing any of the Super Dave Osborne episodes? You remember Super Dave Osborne?
Don't believe so.
Oh, I got to see if I can find some clips. I'll send you some clips. It's fun. But there is a specific Super Dave Osborne segment that I am thinking that would be perfect for Eric Slab. I have a vision. I have a
I
vision.
remember Gallagher, and
I think you'd enjoy it. I think
And the
I'll
watermelon.
I'll find the right clip and I will send it to you, and you'll be able to see it for yourself. You'll understand. You'll understand.
Gallagher said a very smart statement one time that I always held in question throughout school. It was like, they send you to school to learn how to communicate, make friends, and all this, and all the teachers ever do is tell you to shut up.
Yeah. They do. I got told that a lot. And then when I continued to ignore them, they said, if you want to talk so much, now you can go down and talk to the principal. So I go down and talk to the principal. He didn't really enjoy my company.
And this is why your anger at Shut Up Josh came into play.
Yeah.
All you do is transfer the hatred that you received back in your youths.
Yeah.
It's a reflection.
Yeah. It's probably, yeah. It's probably true.
That's the reason why you wound up in the sports world insane asylum.
There's a lot of reasons I ended up there.
Jugwack says maybe it's Saudi monies. It would explain a lot. I was looking at the Forbes list too. That's right. Paul says we hate you too. That's coming from both of us. Fair.
You can't speak for him, but I'm sure that's true though. I'm sure that's
all true. Probably a reference to The Graduate. CC. Good evening, gents. Eric. Nice Gretz rookie. Tops or Peachy. What holder is the card in?
It's a Tops card, and it's in a Champs grading holder.
Super Dave was great on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yes, he was. He was a good comedian.
Oh yeah, Super Dave was great.
You can go back to if you really want to go old school. I think he started the Super Dave Osborne thing on a variety comedy show called, I think it was Bizarre. I think it was called Bizarre or something like that. Yeah, like that was early Super Dave.
What I loved about him the most is that the deadpan face, and he never broke. Like he never laughed. He just deadpan all the time. And whether he was teaming up with someone, going back and forth, he wouldn't crack if somebody told a joke or and he would keep a straight face during his bits. Yeah, he was great. If you guys remember, he was also in Ocean's 11 or
he had a long career. He was in a lot of things. So actually it was funny. I did a quick Googles.
Maybe Ocean's 12.
The first, remember we did the whole conversation about first appearances? The first appearance of the Super Dave Osborne character was on the John Biner Comedy Hour in 1972.
Wow, that is a long time, yeah.
Yeah, and what's funny, Brandon, is I remember him being, and it was Bizarre. The actual name of the show was called Bizarre. But the show, Bizarre, ran from 1980 to 1986. So I saw like reruns in syndication, and I thought that was like the earlier. But that character was 8 years old by the time Bizarre started. Now he had only cranked it out a couple of times, but I think maybe that's where he popularized it because he did use it a couple of different times. It was a reoccurring character, but then as time went on, like he acted. But he even had a cartoon. There was a Super Dave Osborne cartoon. Like there was a bunch of stuff. They got a whole franchise out of it at one point. Fuji Hakahito was the greatest stunt coordinator at Super Dave. Correct, Sven. Mighty part of Champs Gretzky is $80 to cross it over. It's probably more than Eric paid for it in 1997.
So I know exactly. You're close with that. I bought the card in 1995. It was 1995 in downtown Worcester, Mass. And I paid $50 for the card. And at the time, it was the most I ever paid for a single card. So $50 for the Gretzky rookie. Yeah, I was shocked that I spent that kind of money, but I really wanted one. And I knew it was just going to go up, obviously. Right?
And Brandon, what he's not telling everybody is that he was so shocked. He never spent $50 on a card again.
No.
You don't need to spend when you're the Claw.
That's true. So, yeah, $50 for the card, downtown Worcester, Mass, 1994, 95. And I honestly don't remember how much it was to grade the card. Probably like.
I thought you didn't grade anything.
In 1990, whatever it was, during the first boom, I did. I brought it in.
Well, the first boom ended in like 93.
Yeah. So no, but anyways, it was in the early to mid 90s that Champs was going around to different card shops offering grading services, and I was like, yeah, what the hell? I would grade my Gretzky.
So now you know. So now you know, Brandon. Eric had his first experience with grading by a guy the Champs grading in a van down by the river.
Yep.
Well, Friday he was like, "Oh, I've never graded anything," and then I reminded him of the PSA. Oh, but then I just handed. Now we're getting it deeper.
Maybe, Brandon, the problem is, maybe I should talk to Brad. Maybe what we need is a PSA van down by the river. And Eric's like, oh my God, I'm in. Let's go.
I just like to go back to earlier in the show when I told Brandon, I'm not interested in your facts and logic. All right. And you better knock it the F off because you were pissing me off tonight.
Mm-hmm. All right. I got 2 comments to read. And then speaking of, I'm glad you mentioned facts and logic, Brandon, because I have one more story that I want to talk about that speaks to facts and logic. Let me talk about some facts and logic because I got some.
May I say one quick thing?
Nothing you said is quick. That's how we got to 1 hour and 45 minutes and I haven't gotten to the second thing. Go ahead. Go.
Shut up, Josh.
Brandon, am I wrong? Like none. I think he'd still be telling us about the pastrami sandwich if we hadn't moved on. All right, let's go. Laura says, thanks, Ed. Learn something new. But how good are Champs grading and identifying reprints? 94.95. Well, it's the Gretzky Topps rookie is only printed on one side. He has to pay extra for the other side.
I'm gonna see if I can get Brad to get that into a PSA holder for Eric for the $8 that he used to send me the package that got returned.
Exactly. That's right.
$8.30.
Okay.
Whatever you say. Can we see your Gretzky reprint again, Eric? No. Let's not go down this rabbit hole. There is something I would like to discuss that also plays into this. So,
Okay.
Brandon, I'm a big fan of innovation. In the hobby, we have a lot of innovation.
Ooh. Yeah.
We've heard of auctions. We've heard of bounties.
Mm-hmm.
But what about if, like the turducken, the combination of disparate elements, what if we have the bounty auction or auction
Ooh.
bounty?
Mm.
You see, Eric, our friends at Alt, I'll leave a link in the description, created something. As you well may be aware, the 2025 Topps Chrome update, NBA rookie debut patch autograph redemption of Cooper Flag was pulled. That is a card worth at least 15, 20 bucks, probably. But, Eric, not to be held down by limitations like auctions, not to be held down by limitations like bounties. What if, Eric, I propose to you, what if you had an auction on the premise of a bounty? What does that mean? Allow me to explain. I'll read it to you because, Eric, it defies explanation. I got to simply read it.
Mm-hmm.
On August 10th, Roddy Breakers made history by pulling the Cooper Flag debut patch, blah, blah, blah. Our first ever debut bounty auction. Let me explain. It's the first of its kind, a live public showcase of what the market will really pay for the card. Everyone in the hobby has a number on the Flag 1 of 1. This is where those numbers become real. Place a verified binding bid now before the card is available for sale, and you're one step closer to taking home if the owner chooses to sell on alt. I'll come back to this in a second. Hold your thoughts. Time to put your money where your mouth is. How it works. Bidding on the Flag 1 of 1 is open right now. Every bid is verified through a standard process, and every bid is binding. The auction closes in one of three ways. The card is not received for auction by Thursday, August 20th, in 3 days. The owner declares it consigned to another auction house, or the card is consigned to alt, in which case the auction enters extended bidding on Thursday, August 27th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If the card is consigned to alt, your bounty bid becomes a binding bid, and the auction is live, proceeding as a standard alt auction. If the card never comes to alt, the entire auction simply expires. No obligations, no fees, nothing owed. Eric, you are bidding on the right to potentially bid on the real card if they actually get it consigned. But if they don't, you are wasting your time and clicking on buttons like an idiot. And I should have actually made sure I scroll down all the way. To this point, Eric, on this not auction, bounty, not bounty sort of ish turducken, they have received 12 bids and $3.1 million.
How is this this isn't a bounty. This is just a damn auction that they're pretending like that they have the card to get traction to their site. This is the dumbest thing, I think. As earlier discussed, are we at the top? Well, yeah, we're at the top of stupidity.
I agree with you. I agree with you, but I disagree with you. I agree with your premise, but it's not stupid because you're right. It is to bring attention to their site. And what are we doing right now?
Laughing.
We're laughing at them, but we're talking about it. Where we put the site up. Carlos put it up on the screen. You know, I mean,
and Eric, most importantly,
bad press.
And Eric, most importantly, we're doing this.
So, it's bringing exactly what they want. It's bringing attention to the site, positive or negative. People are talking about it. People who didn't know what alt was now at least have heard of it. And it's sending a message to the owner of the card. Listen, we're the real deal. We already have money sitting here waiting for you. Just come and get it. Where these other companies are making promises like, we might be able to get you this much. We should be able to get you this much. You know, Golden's going in there and giving his sales pitch about how he's a convicted felon and he knows how to steal good stuff and con people.
Wait, are you saying that people with the ability to steal good stuff is like something you would promote?
I am not a convicted felon. I have not been caught.
Oh, you're just saying you haven't been caught. Okay, go on. All right, continue.
So, so it's like come over here to Felon Enterprises and sell your goods with us, or the guys, the owner is trying to figure out how he's going to make the most money off of this. And Alt's like, listen, man, look at this money is just sitting here waiting for you, and it's going to continue to grow as soon as you sign up with us.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, I think it's actually kind of smart.
It's an SMRT, no question. So, Brandon, I have a few thoughts that I'd like to share. First of all, from a marketing perspective, yes. So the concussioned one has a point as far as a marketing concern. However, I would point out something. Since this is a specific that Alt has done auctions for a while, and they have sold some high-end stuff. So like this isn't a new thing for them. However, Brandon, I think you know that with you're talking about one of those kind of things, you have to have some kind of verified bidders. You're not just letting Joe Schmo create an account and be able to click the button and whatever. And again, I think they know full well they're not getting the card. Like it's a publicity stunt and all that. But Brendan, one way or the other, they were able to get at least a few folks to click on it. And by the way, when I played that clip, you guys thought it was $1 Billion Man. It was actually Benjamin BE. Just so y'all know.
Oh, okay.
Just so y'all aware, we're all on the same page here. But the thing that's interesting to me is that even they were able to get people to play along, even to the tune of 3.1 million. Obviously, like, look, that's not going to get it done. And one thing that Eric left out is that realistically, at this stage, Golden and those guys can front you money. Like they a lot of cases they'll just be like
3 million. Just
he'll give them like he goes, look, if you're worried about 3.1, I'll give you 4. I'll give you 4 and consign it with me. We'll square up the difference at the end because their expectations, they think they can do better.
Shine paid over 11 for the Otani gold logo man auto thing. This, correct. I mean, what did the skis go for? 2.1 or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a pretty high number, but it was like the Dick's Sporting Goods, and they did
that. The package that the Mavs are offering, like that was similar to the Pirates offer that they did. That's probably in the range of 3 mil. I don't remember all the details of it.
Well, the one piece that I would look at is that so for the Mavs offer, they had like season tickets for like 32 years.
Yeah, but you can.
And basketball is expensive, Eric. It's expensive. I don't care where in the fucking building it is. If they're giving you a couple of tickets for 32 years, that's a lot of damn money.
Well,
I don't care where it is in the building.
Private like workouts and jerseys, like all this other. I don't remember all of it, but it was a lot. Mm-hmm. And I don't even think that's a third of what that card would get. Yeah. I mean, the basketball market. I like the 90s basketball. I'm not into the current day, but there's people that shell out a ton of money for basketball. It's probably the highest market value of the 4 main sports. And if we're seeing numbers, for a Paul Skeens debut patch, this flag I could see breaking 10 million. Hell, look, use the Celebrini as an example. There was a strong bounty offer there at what, 600K? Mm-hmm. And I don't remember if that was Canadian or US, but either way, I mean.
Yeah, it was Canadian, and then obviously they blew past it. Like, obviously, we talked about that one earlier. But look, the bottom line, Eric, and Zach's comment here kind of encapsulates my point. The reason why, and obviously, like, I enjoyed Dan's comment in there. And I go, first of all, Dan, nothing is too stupid to be part of Civics. We've scraped the bottom of them. Do not make me go. You're listening to the Logan Paul thing right now. We can go lower. Don't think for 1 second we can. But what's funny about it, and this goes into Zach's comment here. So the reason I wanted to make sure we didn't finish the episode without mentioning it, Eric, and I'm going to talk more about it on Friday. But the bottom line is this. The fact is, we're at a stage now where we have an auction platform here that is selling, that is just as a marketing exercise. They're doing an auction for something they don't even have that they likely won't get just to do the exercise.
It's not even an NFT.
Yeah, it's and the thing is, the code exists, but they don't have any claim to be able to sell it in the first place. But people were still willing to play along, Eric. They were able to at least theoretically commit to what would be, if somebody consigned it, a binding thing if they did actually consign to them. Well, imagine, Eric, if for some reason, what if a couple more idiots decided to, with nothing better to do, bid it up to 6, 7, 8, 9 million. And you've got like that guaranteed. And by the way, you can get more bids. And the person is sitting there going like, okay, I'll play along. You're guaranteeing me 9 million and up. All right, we'll play. But like, it makes me wonder though, how many other auction houses might want to try. Just think about that. Like, imagine if multiple auction houses, Eric, try to do the bounty auction at the same time.
Yeah.
Does the same mega whales bid on all of them to get them all to the same level? So no matter where you go, you wind up around the same number to start, and then you go from there.
Yeah, and you get your money back from all the companies that you...
Yeah, because you're not bound to pay them anything if they don't get the card.
Right.
So do you lose anything if you're one of those people with ungodly amounts of money anyway?
No.
You may as well put a bid on them all.
Sure.
And see who gets it.
I'll send $1 million to all 5 major auction houses that sell cards and see what's what.
I'm just saying. I got questions. So I just thought it was very interesting, Brandon. I wanted to make sure we didn't leave the episode. But Brandon, the title was, Where's the Money Tree? Well, clearly some people have access to it, because think about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Andy shared the link to those definitive boxes, and I'm like, I know there's high-end products. We talked about Transcendent and stuff. But dude, basketball definitive, $7,500 for a box. Tops Fanatics prices for 8 cards, 6 autos. Like, think about that. And I was looking through the checklist. You know, we talk about Jordan, there's Kobe, like Bill Russell, those guys, you know, some of the greatest basketball players ever to play the game. And you can't get cards of them in this product. And the product is almost $1,000 a card. Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're an interesting time, Eric. We're an interesting time.
I guess.
I think the sports world Insane Asylum, may extend to a franchise of Insane Asylums, because I think we're all in the nut house.
Speaking of Andy, I don't know if he watches this nonsense or not, but Andy, She Blinded Me with Refractors, has been doing videos again. And I have to say, I know it's trolling, but I love his sponsorship segments and what AI writes, because it's like, you know what? Some of this stuff, as dumb and made up as it is, it would probably work.
Well, Brandon, what I'm hoping is that there's somebody out there that works at one of these companies who's like, Joe, why didn't we fucking do that? That's brilliant.
I love it. He's doing these little sponsor segments, and they're all made up, AI written or what. They're just freaking hilarious. And props to him also for being able to get through the reading it with a straight face. Like, I can respect someone that can just be so serious when speaking something so dumb, as someone who used to love making prank phone calls. So
we've established this. We've gotten back to this conversation. We've had it. So Eric, now you realize the state we're in, and I like to think we're all doomed. But also at the same time, I am curious, like, Brandon, I got to get into some of this money tree action, because clearly we got more money than sense out here.
Yeah, something's going on.
Eric, we're doing it all wrong. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I need to sell it even harder, the Fanatics Overlords. Like, something needs to change, Eric. We need a piece of this pie. There's pie out there, Eric, and we're not getting any. There's no pie.
I like apple pie and blueberry pie. I think that's it.
I
was about to say, like, that's all you got.
I'll take pumpkin or chocolate.
Like pudding pie. I like pudding pie. Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah. Regardless, Eric, at this point, there's nothing. There's not even a picture of pie. Like, there's nothing.
Well, now you got me all worked up for pie.
Well, then work harder at shilling.
3.14, yada 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 yada.
Yeah, that's the closest that we're at this point, and unfortunately, Eric doesn't want to do the maths.
No, and it sucks because 3.14 is my birthday, so every year
there you go, you got pie.
The math teachers get all excited, and I'm like, no, for my birthday, I don't want to do math. And I'm like, oh no, we're doing extra math today on your birthday, and it's like, well, this sucks.
Wow, just wow. on that bombshell, Brandon. We've taken a full journey. We've had Super Dave Osborne. We've had fake bounty auctions. It's pretty exciting. They found out about Eric's transgressions, Tom. And he has a lot of them. We're lucky the show's even still on the air with all those scandals.
Maybe that's who Benjamin B.E. is, the owner of Crumble.
Oh, my God.
I mean, they charge like $5 a cookie. You would think at those numbers, they can afford that stuff.
It might explain a lot. So you're saying that we need to sell out the big cookie and then we can finally get some pieces of pie?
No,
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to ride so much tomorrow.
Could be pretty exciting. I'm just saying. Pretty exciting. But yes. So later on the channel, there will be a community post. We'll have Silly Card of the Week will be posted. Thank you to AMG for supporting this foolishness. We're shaking our head at alt. Benjamin B.E., wherever you are, may you continue to purchase more ridiculously priced cards. And please, for the love of all that is holy, stop with the coasters.
Yeah.
Stop it. Get some help. I don't care how much money you have. Stop it. The next time you think about a coaster, how about you do a different poll? How about I keep the card in the
Next time
holder
you think
or
about a
throw it into an
coaster-
open flame?
Yeah. Next time you think about the coaster, my email is in the about section of my channel. Hit me up. We can do an interview and I'll share an interview and yeah, maybe we'll get you to rethink.
Could you imagine, Eric? The first could be like, why?
What in the hell are you thinking?
No pleasantries, Eric. Straight to why? Why would you do this?
Yeah.
What are you
Are you
thinking?
the dumbest person yet richest in this hobby?
Yeah, it's some dumbness right there, I gotta say. And I like the way they look, but I don't get it.
Paul says, speaking of alt, Pac-Man got a 30K cash advance. Now that was on a what's his name? Friggin' quarterback of the Bears. Caleb Williams, right?
Caleb. Yeah.
But here's the question, Paul. Is he the dumber one for getting a 30K cash advance, or is alt the dumber one for giving him a 30K cash advance on a 9 Caleb Williams? I'm asking a question.
I mean, he has to pay it either way, right?
I understand, Brandon, but you're the idea of the cash advance is that you're doing it based on the theory that whatever it is you're doing is worth more than the cash advance. I'm just asking, like, is it worth? It's a gold prism in a 9, Caleb Williams.
We've seen some stupid stuff going on, so who knows anymore?
Yep, we great video stacking some slab burning, maybe, man. Yellow
Actually,
top
no,
loader.
it's stupid because Williams is on the cover of Madden. That's definitely a career ender.
Oh, he's doomed. Yeah, he's probably going to have a career-ending
Done.
injury, and then so Brandon, what's going to happen is he's going to have a career-ending leg injury, and then have a meteorite hit him, and then he gets struck by lightning.
Yep. Done.
Happens.
That's it. You know, it's over. It's
Yeah.
finished. And Laura's excited about a tiny home run. Congratulations, Laura. We're happy for you. And on that note, we thank you all this evening for joining us on the BIC pod. It was all over the place. It was quite a journey, quite an adventure. But for those people who check this out on the replay, I will leave a link. I'll see if I can find a good link for Super Dave Osborne. If you're not familiar, I want to familiarize with you because that was some fun stuff back in the day.
I guess
So
I got
I'll
homework
present-
this week, huh?
We'll give you a little homework. I'll give you a couple of short videos and you can check them out. Otherwise, I'll leave a link to the alt thing because we're gonna laugh. I'll also leave you a link to the Instagram post of the Benjamin BE. If you're curious and you just want to scroll and go like, wait, really? And you just keep going. And there's just more and more. Like I scrolled for a while there, and like I barely scratched the surface. It's ridiculous. And then he's got some images that are just shots of entire sets or entire large groupings. You were seeing some of the individuals, but there's groupings, sets, and all kinds of things.
I'm just glad nobody realized during this whole episode that my initials are BE.
Uh-oh.
Aspersions have been cast.
I know now.
The problem, Brandon, with your theory, unless you really want to be a method actor, that it would require you to extract money out of your wallet.
Yeah.
But
But I
could literally
did
have
show a gold PMG.
Yeah, you can have $1 billion behind you and be like, oh, but I don't know, 150,000. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if I could get it for 145.
And probably cheaper.
And Mrs. Bobbles would be like, just buy it.
That's fact. That's fact.
Yeah. Thank you, Laura. Those worst deals ever seem to be feature alt. Yes, Tom. Facts. All right, on that bombshell, we appreciate you. Hit the like button on the way out. Eric pays for it, and Lord knows Benjamin B.E. Eric can afford it. The E and B.E. is for Eric. All right, have a good night. Catch you next time.